The hall was silent in the way only powerful places ever were. Not the silence of peace, but the silence of expectation, heavy, judgmental, and waiting for someone to break. Rows of polished wooden chairs, stretched beneath cold white lights. Uniforms filled the room, medals aligned, insignias gleaming, authority stitched into fabric. This was a place where voices were measured, where rank spoke louder than reason, and where truth, when inconvenient, was often unwelcome. At the center of it all stood Aisha Rahman's, hands calmly folded behind her. Eyes forward, she had been summoned, not invited. Aisha was known for discipline, not the loud kind, not the theatrical kind. Hers was quiet, internal, forged over years of training, study, and restraint. She had learned early that strength did not announce itself. It revealed itself only when tested. Today, it would be tested in front of everyone. That truth, that should not have been spoken. The issue had begun weeks earlier. Routine internal review that revealed inconsistencies in operational conduct. Documents misplaced, orders altered, a civilian incident quietly erased from records. Most people would have looked away. Many had. But Aisha did not. As an ethics officer trained to protect institutional integrity, she had one duty above all else: to the truth. Not to individuals, not to reputations, not even to the institution itself, because an institution without truth was already broken. She submitted her report through proper channels, carefully, respectfully, with evidence, and that was her mistake. The truth had a name attached to it, a powerful one: Public Judgment Officer Rahman. The senior authority's voice echoed across the hall, sharp and controlled. Do you stand by the accusations you submitted? Every eye turned toward her. Aisha felt it, that pressure, the warning disguised as a question. This was not an inquiry, it was a test of obedience. Yes, sir, she replied calmly. I stand by every documented fact. A murmur rippled through the room. The authority figure, decorated, revered, untouchable, rose slowly from his seat. His reputation filled the space before he even spoke again. You are accusing leadership of misconduct, he said. Do you understand the consequences of making such claims? I understand the responsibility of remaining silent, Aisha replied, her voice steady, and I chose not to. That was when the room changed. Humiliation as a weapon. Authority does not always attack with fists. Sometimes it attacks with ridicule. Her integrity was questioned. Her loyalty was mocked. Her motives were dissected aloud, as though she were not standing there composed, breathing, listening. She wants attention. She doesn't understand how things work. She's emotionally. Each word was a calculated strike. And then came the moment that shocked even those accustomed to abuse of power. In a sudden surge of anger, the authority figure stepped forward and struck her across the face. The sound echoed. Gasps filled the hall. Aisha staggered half a step but did not fall. She did not raise her hands. She did not shout. She did not retaliate. Instead, she straightened slowly, deliberately. The choice in that instant. Everything rested on her next move. She was trained, highly trained. Her body knew exactly how to respond, how to disable, how to defend, how to end the confrontation in seconds. But this was not about what she could do. It was about what she should do. Violence would give them an excuse, a distraction, a way to shift focus from the truth to her reaction. So she did the hardest thing possible. She chose restraint. Aisha lifted her gaze and met the eyes of the man who had just struck her, not with fear, not with rage, but with clarity. You have just proven my report correct, she said quietly, her words cut deeper than any blow. Silence. Reversed, no one spoke. Not because they were ordered to, but because they were stunned. The power dynamic had shifted. Authority had lost control. Truth had not raised its voice, yet it had filled the room. Aisha continued, her voice calm, professional, unwavering. This institution teaches discipline, accountability, and honor. Today, those values were violated in front of witnesses. Not by me, but by the one meant to uphold them. She turned slightly, addressing the room. Every record, every witness statement, every document remains intact. What just occurred will be added to them, not as retaliation, but as fact. She paused. I am prepared to accept any consequence for speaking the truth. Are you prepared to accept the consequences of silencing it? The cost of integrity. The session was adjourned abruptly. She was escorted out and arrested. Not dismissed, but removed. A quiet attempt to contain damage. For days, nothing happened. Rumors spread, stories changed, pressure mounted. Aisha was isolated, stripped of access, ordered to remain silent. But truth does not disappear when ignored. It waits. Independent oversight bodies requested records. Witnesses came forward, some reluctantly, some with relief. The incident that had been erased resurfaced, heavier now, undeniable. And the public strike captured on security footage circulated quietly among investigators. Authority that relies on fear cannot survive exposure. Resolution without revenge, asterisk months later. The findings were released. Asterisk misconduct confirmed. Abuse of authority documented. Disciplinary actions enforced. Asterisk no dramatic courtroom scenes. No public apologies shouted from podiums. Just accountability. Aisha was reinstated not as a hero, but as a professional who had done her duty. Asterisk she never spoke publicly about the incident. Asterisk when asked why she didn't fight back that day, she answered simply, asterisk because power wants a reaction. Truth only needs time. What the story teaches, this was never a story about violence. It was about control, about the strength it takes to remain composed when humiliated. Asterisk about the courage required to stand alone when silence is safer. Asterisk about the quiet power of integrity in systems that reward obedience over honesty. True authority is not rank. True power is not fear. Asterisk true strength is knowing you can strike back and choosing not to be because the truth will land harder. Asterisk at Grow for Justice. We believe stories like this matter. Asterisk because the world doesn't change through rage alone, but through disciplined courage, moral clarity, and the refusal to become what you are fighting against. Asterisk